be like a short reading for all of you. So you can do this a bit later afterwards, all right? So in the second meeting, our class will be on Monday, 10 to 12, and Wednesday, 10 to 12. Okay? All right. So please come early, all right, to the class. I mean, appear online. But let's say, okay, somehow the night before, right, let's say you watch football, okay, football match, Manchester United against Chelsea, for example, all right. For your information, I'm into Manchester United, okay. All right, so let's say you watch the football game and then it was 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up for subuh prayer and somehow you fall asleep back, okay. And then you have a class at 10 o'clock, my class, our class, right? But somehow you wake up at 10 o'clock and then it will take 10 to 15 minutes for you to get dressed, get into shower and such. So just come and join the session. Okay, don't worry. All right, I won't disallow you. I will still allow you to join the class, even though that you are late. So please come and earn something rather than you are not joining and you lose many things. Is it okay? All right. So it's very simple with me. Okay, even though that you are late, just join the session, okay? So I understand that when you are staying at home, sometimes there are things that you need to do, all right? I understand that. Okay, let's go back to the weekly planner. In the second meeting, we're going to look at the definition and overview of technical oral presentation. So as you can see over here, the name presentation means that you're going to present about something, okay? And it is about a technical product or services, okay? Right, and then in the second meeting, we are going to talk about technical description as a whole. So what is a description, all right? When you fall into this kind of idea, description, you are going to describe about something, okay? You're going to describe about something, all right? So what kind of elements that you need to consider when you're going to describe about something? It is going to be under the sources of description. So when you're going to describe about a product, you're going to talk about the shape, you're going to talk about the appearance, okay, the properties of materials and functions used in describing an object or a product. Okay, for example, you're going to talk about the dimension. So what is the length of a smartphone, for example, okay? The width is maybe like 2 inches, all right? The length is about 5 inches, okay? The screen capacity is 6.5 inches, for example, that kind of thing. So when you are going to describe about a product, your description should be detailed. And we are going to teach you, all right? And you are going to learn about how to describe a product in detail according to the sources of description. Okay, why is this important to you? Because later on, when you are going to start working, all right, when you are going to deal with a project, for example, okay, and then you need to describe in detail about the project. Okay, maybe the materials that you need to use in order to produce the product. So you are going to describe to your colleagues, okay, your subordinates or your superior about the product. So this is come in handy, technical description, because you have learned on how to describe about things, and then you are going to use the knowledge that you have gained earlier for this particular thing. Okay, all right. Next, in the second meeting, we are going to look at planning a technical description. So 9 steps of planning a technical description. So what are you supposed to do when you are going to present about technical description? Okay, so there are 9 steps that you can follow in order to make your presentation successful, and then so that when you present it to others, the other people can understand what are you telling them. Okay. Right. In the first meeting of the second week as well, you are going to learn about writing a technical description. Because why? All right, your first assessment, you are going to learn on how to write a technical description, all right, whereby you are going to, or you are required to prepare a infographic. Okay, an infographic about the product that you have chosen. Okay, we talk about the assessment later on, right? So technical description, outline overview will be like an outline of what you are going to present for the first assessment. Okay, can you give me 1 minute? I need to get the water. All right. Okay, then in the second meeting, we are going to learn about language used in describing an object or product. So it is going to be parts of speech, simple present, and active voice. Sorry. Active voice because you're going to give instruction. Okay, so what your reader need to do when they have read about your description. So something like that. Okay, that will be about in the second week. Any questions so far? Class, any questions so far?
No,
All right. Okay, next. Week 3, okay, still the same topic, technical oral presentation. So you are going to learn about introduction to process explanation. Okay, process explanation will be divided into two parts, informational and directional. So as you can see, the root word over here is the word inform. Okay, informational, the root word for informational is inform. So you are going to inform your audiences regarding a process. Okay, so this is similar to technical description, whereby you are going to talk about the process as well. So for informational approach, you are going to inform your audiences about the information regarding the product. Okay, and then for directional, you are actually giving the ideas to your audiences how this certain things how can you use certain things? Okay, so as you can see in the second meeting, or before that, in the first meeting as well, we are going to talk about the first assessment, which carries 30% of your overall marks. Okay, 30% of your overall marks. Okay, in the second meeting, we are going to go into detail about directional, okay, or how to use approach, including imperatives, the passive voice, models and such. Okay, let me allow your friends. Okay, all right. Imperative is actually like an instruction. So basically, you're going to learn, okay, let's say how to change a flat tire using an air gun. So first, secondly, next, you should, okay, that is called imperative. All right, okay. And then for informational or how it works will also be explained in the second meeting of week 3, whereby you are going to learn about the passive construction, okay, passive voice, transition words and phrases, right? It's going to be like firstly, secondly, in addition to that, right? And it is the same with sequence connectors. Okay, and then in the second meeting, I'm going to explain about your first self-access activity. SAA stands for self-access activity. So for self-access activity, it is going to be an online language quiz whereby you are going to go online on your own. Okay, I will give you the platform that you're going to use, all right? And then you are given a specific time for you to answer the question. So using your own time, right? Maybe it's going to be 2 or 3 days kind of period, okay, or maybe like the whole week. So you have the whole week to do your self-access activity. Let's say if you have done it for the first part, right? Let's say you are not satisfied with the marks, you can redo it until that you have reached the best marks that you think that you can do. Okay, all right, that is for self-access activity. Okay, week 4, we are going to learn about presentation outline, because why? Your first assessment, you are going to do a presentation. So we are going to get exposed to research content or draft approval, whereby, okay, you need to find a product, okay, and then I'm going to give my approval whether the product is okay or not. We have come up with certain criteria where you have to follow the criteria. Some of the products are being banned in the sense that because it is too common or too general and it has been presented before. So this semester, we're going to come up with a new list, and then you're going to refer to that list. If the product that you and your partner or your friends in the group have selected, okay, falls under that banned products, then you have to find another product to be presented. Okay, so presentation outline is going to be a guideline for you when you're going to present, right? So when you refer to the presentation outline, so it is going to be like a guidance of what you are going to present, okay, whereby you are going to have like main parts and additional parts of the product that you are going to present later on. Okay, right. In the second meeting, we are going to have a look at the research content, but this time around, it is going to be in a full write-up. Okay, this is just a draft in the first meeting. In the second meeting, it is going to be a full write-up. All right. So apart from the class hours, we are going to have additional hours in the sense that, okay, when you have problem, when you need further clarification, when you don't understand, feel free to contact me, and then I will guide you and assist you in the process. Okay, so it is not compulsory, but whenever you feel that you are lost, you need guidance. Okay, sir, could you please assist me in this particular thing? Then let me know. I will try my very best to help you. Okay, right. As you can see, in the second meeting in week 4, you need to submit your language quiz for self-access activity 1. So it means that you have 1 week to complete your self-access activity. Okay, so within that 1 week, take your time. You can redo as many times as you want, and the end marks that you have gotten, you have to share it with me. Okay, so if it is 100%, for example, and you manage to get 90%, so that will be your final marks. Okay, or let's say for the first time you are doing it, you got only 70%, and you are not satisfied, and then you want to redo it, you can still redo it because you are given 1 week, okay, to complete the task for self-access activity 1. Okay, right. In week 5, we are going to learn about a new subtopic, which is still under technical oral presentation. The subtopic is on preparing infographic. Okay, because in your first assessment, you need to prepare infographic regarding the product that has been approved. Okay, so you have to find the product, right? Let's say a lawn mower. Okay, and then that product you're going to describe about it. You have to, in your team, you have to design an infographic like a poster. Okay, I will teach you what kind of platform that you can use, and most probably it's going to be canva.com. All right, so we're going to use canva.com for example, or you can also use PowerPoint to design your infographic. Okay, so I will give you some additional videos, okay, instructional videos that you can watch later on how to prepare an infographic on designing a bunting. Okay, in the second meeting of week 5, you are going to learn about the final stage, or you're going to do the final stage of designing the bunting. Okay, week 6, we are going to learn a bit about presentation skills. Okay, this is just to recap of what you have learned. Basically, you have learned English for like how many years? 11, 12, 13 years, okay, something like that. So presentation skills are going to be a recap of what you have learned from the previous semester, for example. Okay, you know about it, but somehow maybe you need some, what do you call it, refreshment kind of approach. So you need to focus back of what you're going to do. All right, so we're going to look at the basic framework of representation, introduction, body, and conclusion. So how are you going to start your presentation? How are you going to end your presentation? Okay. All right, and then types of presentation. So informative, persuasive, all right, that kind of presentation. And then guidelines for effective presentation. Okay, so let's say if you're going to use PowerPoint slides, how many words can you have in a slide? How many slides can you have for like 5 minutes of presentation and such? So we are going to learn it in week 6, the first meeting. Okay, in the second meeting, we are going to have the infographic submission. Okay, 10%. All right, so group work, and you as you can see now, assessment 1A and assessment 1B, it is going to be a group work. So starting from today, you should start looking for your friends to form a group. Okay, right? How many in a group? 3. Okay, and at least 2, a pair work. So it can be a pair work or it can be a group work. Right, for assessment 1A and 1B, maximum number of people in one group is 3, minimum number is 2, a pair work. Okay, so for the second meeting in week 6, we are going to have the infographic submission. Okay, 10%, it carries 10% of your overall marks. And then we are going to have assessment 1B as well for technical oral presentation. Presentation is going to be 20% of your overall marks. Okay, so altogether assessment 1A and 1B will be 30% of your overall marks, and it is a group work. Okay, so this is tentative yet, not confirmed, but if I'm not mistaken, you are going to record yourself for assessment 1B. So you and your partners, okay, your friends, let's say 3 of you in a group, you're going to record your part. Okay, your second friend will record his or her part, and then the third person will be recording the part, or his or her part. And then you're going to combine all together of the presentation into one video, or it depends on your creativity. Okay, you can also have like a forum kind of session. Okay, all 3 of you will appear at the same time, but you take turns to present your part. Okay, so it depends on your creativity, but it will be recorded. Okay, so my advice, please know your friends who is or who are in the same section now, section 2G. Okay, and then try to mingle around and make sure that you have chosen the most suitable friends for your first assessment, because I don't want to have any free rider. You know, free rider, people who didn't do anything, but at the end of it, they got the credit. Okay, so you need to work together. If it is a 3 in a group, so make sure all 3 of you can work together. If it is a pair work, both of you can work together. Okay, I don't want at the end of the semester you come and see me, sir. I'm actually having problem with my partner here. Okay, he or she not doing anything actually. All right. So please inform me earlier if you have that kind of problem. Okay, and we will try to solve it. Right. Okay. Week 7, we're going to get into a new unit, which is a new chapter, which is process and procedure. So in this chapter, you're going to learn in the first meeting, introduction to SOP, okay, standard operating procedure. So it is not a very uncommon word nowadays regarding SOP, because we are dealing with SOP every day, okay, since that it is the pandemic of COVID-19. So you're going to learn about the definition about SOP, what types of SOP are there. Okay, there are hierarchical SOP, there are graphical SOP and such. So you're going to learn about it. So what is the format? All right. And then in the first meeting as well, we are going to give some briefing regarding a short briefing, okay, regarding assessment 2, which carries 25% of your overall marks. Okay, so 25% of your overall marks. All right, in the second meeting, you're going to be exposed to graphic SOP. All right, here are the things that you're going to learn for graphic SOP. Okay, after week 7, from 17 April until 25th of April, you're going to have your midterm break, all right? This is the week before Hari Raya. No. This is the week of Ramadan. Okay, this is the week of Ramadan. All right. So midterm break here. So you're going to have like the whole week, okay, to spend your Ramadan with your family. Hopefully, this time around we can celebrate Raya with our family members. All right, especially those who are staying far from the family. Okay. All right. Normally, I will ask my students to take note about the date for midterm break, because this is the date that you are looking forward to buy the bus ticket to go back to your hometown. But since that you are staying with your family now, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. All right. Any questions so far, class? Question?
No, sir. No,
Right.
sir.
Is it clear?
Yes.
All right. No
Yes.
worries. Okay. If you have any problem, you can always ask me afterwards. Right. For week 8, okay, we are going to continue with the SOP part. But this time around, okay, week 7, we learn about graphic SOP. Week 8, the first meeting, we're going to look at the flowchart SOP and then also on hierarchical SOP. Okay, so there are differences between graphic, flowchart, and hierarchical SOP. So there are differences. Okay. All right, then in the second meeting, you are going to learn on how to write SOP. And then I will give you the briefing on self-access activity 2. We are using this platform. Do not do it yet, though that you have the access to the link. Okay, do not do it yet. So wait for my instruction, and then you can do it. So it will also be 1 week period. So you have 1 week to complete the self-access activity 2, which is FSET, okay, and it carries 5% of your overall marks. So assessment 1A and 1B, 30%. So your FSET is going to be, let's check about it afterwards, okay? Right. Week 9, we are going to have the listening strategies, all right? And if you notice, for English courses, okay, 2412, 2422, and 2432, we are covering all the 4 main elements of learning a language: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Okay, so for week 9, still the same topic, process and procedure, but this time around you're going to learn about listening strategies, because your second assessment will be the listening part. Okay, and also in this first meeting of week 9, we are going to have the listening practice. Okay, right, and then in the second meeting of week 9, we are going to do assessment 2A and assessment 2B. Okay, and also you need to hand in your self-access activity 2 or FSAT certificate. Okay, so where to submit it, I will give you the link later. Okay, all right, so for assessment 2A, reading SOP, 15% of your overall marks, it is going to be pair work. Assessment 2A, it's going to be pair work. Okay, all right, for assessment 2A, it will be conducted from Friday until Sunday during the weekend. So you and your partner, you have the 3 days, Friday until Sunday, to complete the task. Okay, for assessment 2A, reading SOP, we will give you like a manual. Okay, from the manual, you have to transfer the information into writing and writing a SOP. Okay, writing SOP. So what kind of approach that you are going to use? Maybe it is going to be a graphical SOP, maybe it is going to be a flowchart SOP, or maybe it is going to be hierarchical SOP. So that is the reason why you are learning the 3 types or 3 format of SOP. Okay, so Friday until Sunday, all right, you and your partner are going to work together. It's going to be only 10 hours, all right? So maybe it's going to be on Friday, 3 hours. Saturday is going to be another 3 hours. And then 4 hours on Sunday. Or if you can work together and complete it on Friday, for example, then you can finish it earlier. Okay? So it's going to be a pair work. All right. So reading part here for assessment 2A, we are going to give you the manual, and from the manual, you have to transfer it into SOP. So the three format given there: graphic, flowchart, or hierarchical. So it can be either or. All right. It's going to be either or. Okay. For assessment to be listening, okay, SOP, and it carries 10% of your of your overall marks. Is going to be an individual task, right? We are going to do it during this week. Okay, so we're going to do this during this week. Most probably for you is going to be the second meeting, which is on Wednesday. Okay, so all of you are going to sit together like this class, okay, 10 to 12. And then I'm going to give you the link to the question. All right, you're going to answer it online. And then as you listen to the recording, you're going to give your answers. So that will be assessment 2B, listening. Okay, assessment 2A, reading will be conducted the same week, except that it is going to be from Friday until Sunday. So you arrange your time properly. So for assessment 2A, right, please find your own partner. I'm giving you freedom to choose your group members for assessment 1A and 1B, and I am also giving you the freedom to choose your own partner for assessment 2A. Okay, right, then in week 10, we are going to get into the last chapter topic, which is about reports. I'm not sure whether this week you are going to be really there in the class. Maybe you are going to be there physically, but mentally you are not there because it is the week of Idul Fitri, okay, Hari Raya, Puasa, okay. All right, so we'll see about it. All right, whether we are going to have a class or I'm just going to give you works and then you can enjoy your Hari Raya, because I am really hoping that I can go back to my hometown as well. Okay, right. So for the new topic, we are going to learn about recommendation report. Okay, recommendation report is actually like when you're going to conduct a project. Okay, and suddenly during the project execution, you have a problem. So how to solve the problem? So you and your team, all right, you're going to discuss about the problem, and you're going to give recommendation on how to solve the problem. Okay, so this is also similar like what you are going to do later on when you're going to start working. Maybe you and your team, you're going to discuss about solution to a problem. Okay, so we're going to use or we are going to be learning two types of approaches to a recommendation report: point by point or whole to whole approach. Okay, excuse me. All right, and then you are also going to look at the comparison between recommendation and feasibility reports. What are the differences? In the second meeting, you are going to learn about the writing format. Okay, week 11, what kind of language that you're going, language used in reports. Of course, it is English, but how to write the recommendation report. So you're going to learn about discourse markers, comparison of adjectives and adverbs. Okay, because remember, in the first part, you learn about technical description. Somehow you're going to use that particular knowledge that you have learned earlier in writing the report. Okay, and then for week 11, the second meeting, we're going to have a practice on writing a report. And then week 12, we're going to look at the report proposal outline and group consultation for the second meeting as well. Okay, and then week 13, still continue with group consultation. And then later on, you're going to have the presentation practice among you. Okay, week 14, so there will be another two assessments. Assessment 3A, submission of written report, 20% of your overall marks. So it is going to be a group work, your final assessment. Okay, and then it carries 20% of your overall marks. Okay, so from the recommendation report, Of course, you're going to produce one written report, you and your team members. And then assessment 3B, you are going to present about the situation. Okay, your recommendation report, you're going to present about it. Okay, and then it is going to be a group work actually, but the marks will be given individually, and it carries 15% of your overall marks. So altogether, you have only 3 assessment, but it is divided into several parts. Okay, so assessment 1, infographic, 10%. Okay, and then technical oral presentation, 20%. So we have 30% altogether now. Assessment 2, reading, 15% is going to be Friday until Sunday. And then listening, 10% is going to be conducted most probably in the second meeting of the week, which is on Wednesday. So 25 plus 30 is 55%. Then assessment 3, week 14, you're going to have the written report, 20%. So 55 plus 20, 75%. And then you are going to have your report or representation, 15%. 75 plus 15 is 90%. So your self-assessed activity listening quiz, another 5%. And then FSET, certificate submission, another 5%. So altogether, 100%. Okay. Any question, class?
No, sir.
Yeah, I know it is tiring, the first class. Welcome back to UMP. That's love. All right. Okay, but I will try my very best to make sure that the learning process is going to be very exciting. Okay, you won't regret taking 2422. Know that it is compulsory for you to go to 2432. Okay, but I will try my very best to make sure that the learning is going to be fun and interesting and exciting at the same time. Okay, all right, and then yeah, let me share again the screen. All right, so the course content, okay, if you remember Kalam, all right, if you remember Kalam, so the course content is in Kalam as well, okay. So this is the link, kalam.ump.edu.my, okay. All right, so kalam.ump.edu.my, so you can get the materials here. So all of the materials are from week 1 until week 14. Okay. All right, you can read about the course synopsis here. So the course is designed for technical communication relevant to academic and professional purposes, right? Academic and professional purposes. It provides opportunities for students to learn and employ language skills and strategies appropriate to written and spoken technical communication for technical and non-technical audiences. Okay, students will be able to listen to, evaluate, organize, present, and write technical information. The contents of this course consists of technical descriptions, technical processes, the second chapter, and procedures feasibility or recommendation report. Okay. Additionally, students will collaborate in teams while performing activities assigned to them. So teamwork, pair work, individual. So you're going to have all of the approaches. Students are encouraged to benefit in language learning when they engage in self-access activities. So that is the reason why we allow you to redo the self-access activity, because you are given 1 week. Okay, you can redo the exercises or the activities until you are fully satisfied with the marks that you have gotten. Okay, so the course is defined within the SAFA high B2 to low C1 level. Okay, so it's like if you are comparing with MUET, C1 is like band 5. So it is between band 4 and lower band 5, something like that. Okay, all right. So we are actually trying to expose to you to that kind of what do you call it level. Okay, right. So again, prerequisite, make sure that you have taken UHL2412, English for Academic Communication, and you pass the course. Then you are eligible to register for this course. If you have not taken 2412 yet, okay, please text me after this, okay? And then I will share my phone number afterwards. If you are not in the WhatsApp group yet, okay, I will share my what do you call it, phone number as well. And then if you have not registered, there is for 2412 yet, meaning that you have not taken 2412 yet. You have to take it first. Then meaning that you have to drop this 2422 and then you have to take 2412. Okay, but if you have taken 2412 and you pass the course, no problem, right? Because it is a prerequisite. Okay, all right. And then let's say if you're not in the WhatsApp group yet, okay, the link for the WhatsApp is over here, so you can click the link. Okay, all right. So this is going to be the main platform for this course, UHL 2422 English for Technical Communication. At the same time, for the submission of works and some additional information, okay, I have created a Google Classroom. Okay, so I will share with you in the chat box afterwards the link or the class code for Google Classroom. Then you can join the Google Classroom. Okay, so this is designated for you only, section 02G. Okay, and then your first task today, all right, I'm going to share with you the, what do you call it, the materials that you need to read on your own. But your task for this week, okay, the submission can be until next week, all right? In the general information here in Google Classroom, all right, we need to know something about you. So please tell us about you, all right? No due date, but hopefully by next week you can do this, okay? You can complete it before next week. So you need to record yourself in the simplest way, explaining about who you are and what makes you different than the others. Okay, so record yourself in the simplest way, explaining about who you are and what makes you different from the others. So your uniqueness. The video should be within 1 minute. It's only 1 minute. Okay, and please do not forget to include your important details such as your full name, where do you come from, and other relevant information. Okay, why am I asking you to do this? Because remember that you need to do some video submission for your assessment 1B, technical oral presentation, and also for your assessment 3B, which is the recommendation report presentation. So you need to create your own YouTube channel. I'm not asking you to be a YouTuber, but who knows, right? Maybe, okay, you can learn something by being a YouTuber, and at the same time, you can share your knowledge to the others by, what do you call it, having the YouTube channel. Okay, so you, for this task, tell us about yourself. Okay, tell us about you. You just create your YouTube channel if you have not, and then you record yourself for about 1 minute. Okay, so tell us about you, who you are, and then what makes you different than the others. So this is going to be the ice-breaking session for all of you. Okay, then you upload it to YouTube, all right, and then you just click for the turn in part over here. You just click and share the link of your YouTube video. The YouTube video can be unlisted or public mode. Do not put it under private. If you put it under private, I cannot view it. Okay, so please put it under public or unlisted mode, and then you share the link here as a submission. Okay, so this is going to be your first task for this week. Okay, all right. Then I will share with you the slides, okay, of what you are supposed to read for the first and the second meeting, okay, in the WhatsApp group, perhaps. All right, or you can also go to Google Classroom. Okay, let me share the screen again with all of you. All right. So in Google Classroom, technical oral presentation here, the first topic, week 1, when you click on it, okay, so you have the access to the three main things over here. All right. Number 1 is defining technical communication. Number 2 is technical description in general. And then over here, you have an activity that you can do on your own. Okay. So this is not an assignment. You can do this on your own to have a further understanding about technical description. Okay. But when you are doing this activity, let's say, sir, I don't really understand about technical description. Can you please explain more about it? Okay. So please ask me. Right? You can always text me in the WhatsApp group. You can always text me personally. But my advice, okay, it is better for you to text me in the WhatsApp group so that when I give my answer, the others can see it as well. So it's going to be easier. All right? Or let's say if you texted me personally, I will reply to it in the group so that the others can read it too. Okay, so that is about week 1, and the access to the materials for week 1 is over here. For the first and the second meeting, it is here. All right, so you can read it on your own. Okay, all right, your first task is about tell us about yourself. Okay, you record yourself of about 1 minute, and then you can submit the link here. Okay, your task for the technical representation is over here, week 1. So you read about it, okay? I will give further explanation and also further briefing in the WhatsApp group afterwards. Okay. Any other question?
Sir,
Yeah.
where can we get the Google Classroom code
Class
or?
code. Okay. I will share the class code in the WhatsApp group afterwards.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. So Muizuddin is there. Nur Madatila. All right. Nur Madatila, where are you?
Yes, sir.
Have you registered for this course?
Yes, this morning.
Okay.
Very good.
No worries. Muizuddin, okay, you are here, but you are having a microphone problem. Okay, Nur Shahlin as well, where are you? Nur Shahlin is, all right, okay. So you have just registered for this course, is it? Okay. Shakirin, someone please pick me for group work. Okay, all right. So, any other question? Come on, class. English is supposed to be fun. And I can see that your face is like very stressful. Why? Because of the assessment. It's only the beginning of the class, okay? I am sure that you're going to enjoy all of the assessment because you're going to learn a lot. Okay, don't worry. And I have given you the timeline from the beginning, so please plan your timetable. Okay? And hopefully, hopefully, all right, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to give you last minute information. Okay, but whenever I got the tips, okay, or the techniques that you need to focus on when you're going to answer the question, let's say, for example, the listening assessment, all right, I will give you in advance. Okay, all right. So if there is no other question, I believe that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining the session. And then I will update you with the Google Classroom link in our WhatsApp group. All right. If you have not joined the WhatsApp group, okay, never mind. Can you give me one moment? I need to copy and paste the WhatsApp link. Give me 1 minute, okay? Zero two G. All right. Let me share the link. Okay, in the chat box, I have shared the link to the WhatsApp group. If you are not yet in the WhatsApp group, you can click on the link there. Okay, and then you can join the WhatsApp group for section 02G. Okay. Iqmal, are you okay? Iqmal,
Yes. Yeah.
you look very serious, Iqmal. This is not fluid mechanics. This is not thermodynamics. All right. This is English course. Okay. All right. Any other question, class, from the floor? Have you taken your breakfast? Not yet. That's why. You have class at 8 o'clock. Some of you. Yes. Please take early breakfast. Okay. So during the session, all right, if you want to eat like a small bread, okay, feel free to. No worries. Okay. So you can eat. But please do not eat nasi lemak while having the class. All right. Okay. So the chat for the WhatsApp group, if you're not yet in the WhatsApp group, is in the chat box there. So you can click on the link and then join. And then I'm going to share the link to the Google Classroom in our WhatsApp group afterwards. Okay. So again, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate your attendance. All right. So thank you for being with me for like an hour. So I'll see you guys again in the second class, perhaps. Okay. Or maybe in the second class, I'm going to give you some things for you to read and do on your own. Okay. But I'll think about it right in advance. So that's all from me. Thank you very much again. And you are free to leave the session. I'll see you on Wednesday then, inshallah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
For your information, I'm not a doctor yet, so don't call me a doctor. All right. Just call me sir. Okay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Stop recording.